Hello everyone, my name is DoomNotron and I'm here with another board game playthrough. Today we are playing Middara Unintentional Malum. I looked up the word malum and it means bad or evil, so unintentionally bad or unintentionally evil. So I'm assuming, I think throughout the course of the story our actions are going to cause something bad to happen, even though we're intending it for good. But I've never played the game and I just got this game. I watched a few let's play videos, so I might screw up a lot of the rules. You guys can cuss me out in the comments if you so desire. In either case, we are playing the two-player version because, as you can see, I do not have enough space for 4 characters, nor do I want to have to deal with all the upkeep of 4 characters. So we are using these linked adventures, and we are first of all, we're using Nightingale Arson. She is the princess, as you know from the story if you heard it. And she has a few abilities that we'll go through once we start the game. She has 12 health, and because of her linked adventurer and this shirt, she's actually at 29 health. So I am borrowing some of the stuff from Dice Throne Adventures to keep track of the health and the SP, which is how we do our actions. Let's go through the Zeke Jiang. This is the linked adventure status. During the status phase, we gain 1 SP. We'll go over that. Our passive is 12 additional health since we're only playing with 2 players. And we have the ability to exhaust this and re-roll your dodge roll. Unfortunately, I didn't buy the what is it called? The pack, the Kickstarter pack or promo pack, and I didn't get these, so I had to print them out. Hopefully I'll be able to buy them when the time comes. I also got this laser thing, so that will be able to give us line of sight easily in case we need it, if we can't really tell. The other one is Remy Moretti. Apparently she is the daughter of a mafia dude, and she is also at 12 health, and she has a linked adventurer. Let's read his. This is Rook. This is supposed to be the best student in the class. The mask is supposed to be a test. So this is a test for the students. And if they don't pass, they don't get to graduate or pass their grade. So let's go ahead. Rook Lars, linked adventure. So we gain 1 SP during the status phase. And we gain 14 health. And it says you ignore the first instance of heavy. You may equip an additional consumable. So we only get to have 3 consumables, but because of the linked adventure, she's able to have 4. She's only stuck at 3. So we'll go through everything once we start playing the game. Hopefully I don't screw up too much, but if you want a gameplay where there's very minimal rule mistakes, this probably ain't the gameplay for you. This is because I'm about to mess this up. I just got the game literally a day ago. All right, so we're going to start off, and we are going to show you one thing. Let's bring this up. Hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, everyone, this is the standard turn. At the start of the turn phase, resolve any abilities and effects that occur at the start of a turn. So that's poisons and stuff like that. I think that's poisons and stuff like that, but we'll see. And then the status phase, any abilities or effects that have the status condition tag occur now. The refresh phase, so any cards that we use that are exhausted are unexhausted and we recover our 3 stamina points. And then the action phase, this is where we take our various actions and use our stamina points, and then the turn ends and then we resolve stuff like that. So these are some of the actions we can take. We'll go through this once we actually start taking these actions. Alrighty. So because of we're going through the status, there's nothing to do on the start of the turn phase, but on the status phase, this is where the status on our adventures kick in, because during the status phase we gain 1 stamina point. So normally you only get 3, as you can tell from here, but we will be adding a 4th one because we are actually playing with 1 less player. So let's go ahead and do that on both our individuals. And Based on our turn order, I decided to have Remy go first and then Nightingale. And once the creatures come up, we're going to have to roll for them. Alrighty. So we're going to have Remy move first. And she can move up to, let's see, her movement is 6 right here, that little foot. And this shirt gives her an additional 1. So she can move up to 7 spaces. So we're going to do that. Let's spend our 1 point for movement. And I will show you why it only costs 1 point for movement. Because based on the rules, let's see, maybe I can show you here. Oops. Standard actions, and 1 stamina point is for move, 2 for attack, and 1 for an counter action, and 1 for re-equipping. And there's a few other stuff. We'll go through there. But we are using the move action. That's 1 stamina point. So there you go. 3. We went from 4 to 3. So she moves up to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I don't know this. Oh yeah, we'll just do it. 6. And let's see if there's line of sight now. Because these are totems. And as soon as I get into line of sight, they're supposed to activate. So the way we calculate line of sight is from, ooh, that's going to be difficult if my hand's in the way. If from the middle of the, if you can get from the middle to the middle without getting through an obstacle, that's line of sight. And there you go, line of sight. It's right there. That's perfect. It's kind of close, but I'm going to say he has line of sight there. And that activates a totem, and that means we have to go into the book and read what the totem says. Additionally, I was here and I moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 1 more movement point, but I don't think that's something that I'm going to use at the moment. So let's read the blue totem. As you approach the boulder in your path, a scurrying sound echoes from the other side of the chasm. Spawn 2 cave sickles on any normal terrain space adjacent to the blue totem. Your heart sinks as you hear skittering coming from behind you as well. You swirl around and find yourself facing 2 more cave sickles. Spawn 2 cave sickles on any unoccupied normal terrain space on the south side of tile UM11. Okay, so we will be spawning the cave sickles. And we will be putting these here. We're going to put these here because they're adjacent to the totem, and then the totem disappears. And additionally, we are spawning 2 in the south side of UM11. So it could be in any one of these 4 spots. So we are just going to put them right here so we can go to work, baby. Okay. Now we have to roll for initiative for these cave sickles. Now this may be wrong, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Okay everyone, in terms of initiative, I couldn't find on the rules where these cards are supposed to start when you spawn them and they're not already on the board. So the way we're gonna do it is the way I saw it in one of the videos on how do you play it. So basically this is designated 1 to 3, which is the red and purple creature, which is right here. And I'm gonna roll a dice, and if it becomes a skull or 4 books, it comes right after Remy. But for every shield, if I roll shield, it'll be moved up a space because of that. So for cave sickles 1 through 3, we're gonna roll the dice, and he rolled 1 shield. So this would be where he starts, and then he moves back 1. Alrighty. Now for cave sickles 4 to 6, we rolled 4 books, so they are going to be right after Remy. Alrighty, so I still have a movement. Okay, let's move this out the way. I still have a movement point, but I don't know how that kind of would be done. So we are going to use 2 points, stamina points, to attack Green Boy over here. So since we did that, we're going to use the... Oh, this is Nightingale. This is Remy. And Remy's attack is... Oh, shoot. I launched everything everywhere. Let's see if you guys can see this. The War Axe. It's a double-handed weapon, so you use 2 hands for it. It's a melee. And she's going to use 2 white dice to attack. And if I exhaust this, I can use books on the... when I roll the dice, if I roll any books, each book that I roll does 1 additional damage. And these 2 at the bottom, if I roll a shield, it's 1 physical damage. If I roll a burst, is 1 physical damage. So I'm going to do that. We're going to exhaust it as well. I also have this ability. Let's see what it says. And I'm operating under the assumption that we have to exhaust them before we attack, not after. Like, oh, I can't get all the books and then exhaust it. That may be wrong, but that's the way I'm going to play it until I'm corrected on that. So my passive is 1 additional physical damage. So if my attack goes through, I'll be doing automatically 1 damage. And if I exhaust this, when making a melee attack, if you have a 2-handed weapon equipped, you may re-roll any dice in your combat pool. So that's cool. We keep that in mind. So right now we are exhausting our War Axe. Let's see. No, that's it. So now we can spend our final combat point to empower. And empower would add, I'm rolling 2 white dice because of the axe, but empowering by spending 1 combat point will allow me to roll a dice. But if I roll this, it automatically misses. So let's see. So we're attacking the green Cave Sickle, and his defense is 8. Let's bring that up. His defense is 8. And I have 2 white dice. The highest number on here is 7. So should I use my point to... Yeah, we're going to use our final combat point. Actually, this is Nightingale. We're going to use Remy's. She's going to use our final point. So she's at 0. And it's going to empower the dice. So with these 2 dice, we have to get at least 8. And every symbol is going to give us an additional damage. So as long as we roll 8 and we don't roll a skeleton, we are in good shape. So let's go ahead and do this. Oh, are you kidding me? So basically 14. All right, let's say this was any other thing that wasn't into play. This alone would have done 14 damage. I mean, this is 14 for my roll versus 8. That is 6. So the difference is 6. That means 6 damage would be coming onto the Cave Sickle, and his life would be 6. He would die. And then because of our passives, we can use these shields, books, and bursts to add additional damage. So this would have been 1, 2, 3, 4 additional damage for the shield, 2 additional damage for the 2 starburst, and 2 additional damage for the books. So that would have been a massive amount of damage, which would have been overkill. But we did roll the skull, so we completely whiffed on our turn. So what we are going to do next, we don't have any more combat points, but we do have these throwing knives. So I'm going to use my first throwing knife. This is a free action. And for this, I roll a purple dice, and this is just going to be pure damage, and then this gets discarded. So let's go ahead and roll 1 purple die and see what we get. 6 damage, kills it. Instantly toast. Very nice. Now, let's go back to the card. So this is a swarm. This is a swarm characters. So basically, in order to get the loot for defeating this swarm, I have to kill the green one and the blue one. Then I'm able to get a treasure card. But this guy's toast. He's dead. And let's go back to the board. So that was very good. We're going to use our final throwing knife. We're going to use that as well. So we're discarding this. And we're going to roll. And hopefully we can land a 6 or a 7 and kills him. And then we don't have to deal with him. And we rolled a 6, baby. Yeah. Very good luck on this game so far. So that's 2 dead. They're done. Completely dead. We whiffed on our attack, but those throwing knives came in super clutch. All right. So that means we draw a treasure card. So it's shuffled already. So let's see what we get. We rolled a 7. So, well, we didn't roll a 7. We got a 7. So this is going to go into Remy's card. Alrighty, so that's gonna help us to buy stuff later on in the game. Okie dokie, let's move our stuff around, give us some space. Alright, is there anything else that I would like to do? No, she's done. She did her job. She did a damn good job too. Alrighty, so Cave Sickle 4 and 6 on the initiative track go bye-bye because they're dead. So that means Nightingale is next. Let's see what Nightingale can do. Yeah, let's just move. We're going to spend our first stamina point. So we're down to 3. Okay, we're down to 3 stamina points. And she's going to do her movement. And she has 7. 6 here plus 1 for this shirt. So that's 7. So let's go ahead and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you can tell, this is difficult terrain. To move in, it's going to cost 1, but to move out, it's going to cost 2. So this will be 6, and I would need 9 to be able to move out. So we're staying there. This character's wings are so huge. They take up space. Okay. Well, you know what? We're going to stand up back here. And she has a range of 4 on her gore shot. So let's go ahead and show you gore shot. Gore shot states, cast the spell, exhaust this. It's called gore shot. It's Cruer, level 1. Exhaust it to cast a spell 6. Deal 2 damage if it hits. And I may deal 2 damage to myself, irreducible damage, in to deal an additional magic damage equal to 2 times your highest Cruer discipline. So it would be 2. So that would be 4 damage. But she needs, she has a range of 4 on spells, which is Sphere of Influence. So I'll show you what that looks like on the board. So when you're casting a spell, let's say, for example, I'm here. Your sphere of its influence is 4 spaces in an area. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. And that whole grid of 4. It's kind of hard to see it. But I can't reach them. See, 1, 2, 3, and 4. It wouldn't reach. So we're just going to stay back here so we don't get hit by those cave sickles. No, that was my first move. Well, you know what? That would be 6. I can't move anymore. Let's see. If I'm here, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. But then there's line of sight. Yeah, there's really no way for me to do this. Well, nah, I think it's too risky. We're just going to hang back here. So there you go. That's my turn. I ended up with 3 combat points. I don't know if I can make that go up to 5. I really don't. Let me look that up in the rules. Okay, guys, I don't know if we get to keep this stamina point, so I'm just gonna assume they get wasted and you don't use them. That's how I'm gonna play it, and that's pretty much it. So they don't carry over. Like you can have a maximum of 5, but my thing is 4. Um, well, it says 3 here, but I'm just saying that they don't carry on from turn to turn. That's how I'm gonna play it. That may be wrong, but that's how I'm playing this. Alrighty, let's continue. Nightingale's turn is over. There's really nothing else for her to do, so we are going to move on to the cave sickle 1 through 3. It's there.